Hey, it's Andrew Palmer at hashtag WPLDN. That's WP London's WordPress Meetup. And I'm presenting my presentation on the trouble with WordPress. It's not all bad. I do need to introduce myself because some of you don't know me. In fact, I hope that most of you don't know me. I'm Andrew Palmer. I've got somebody'shero.co.uk. Sounds actually a little bit arrogant, but somebody said, oh, you're my hero, and I just registered the domain name, didn't spell it right. But there you go. Bertha AI is my little baby with Vito Peleg, who you might know from Atarim. He came to me one day and said, I want AI in Atarim. And then we said, well, actually, we'll just build Bertha. And I also have a little thing that helps freelancers with tech stuff. It's a very short membership thing, very, very cost-effective thing, but it's unlimited fixes and unlimited chats, because I found that, and you can probably do this, how many people in this room have felt, oh, I could do with some help for 10 minutes. I just need somebody to put a question by. Raise your hands. How many people? Right, so that's what Freelancer Web Help is. It's not a Facebook group, it's not a circle group, it's just a website and you get a support ticket and blah, blah, blah. But I like to help people, and that's why I'm involved in WordPress. Now, the trouble with WordPress, too many people moaning about it for a start, me included, without perhaps knowing the history of what's gone on in WordPress and how it formed and why it is what it is. The trouble with WordPress, I found over the years, I kind of got into it maybe 17 years ago and drove a friend of mine, Mark Coatman, absolutely mental, because I came from Joomla and from writing HTML in Notepad, and said, where the hell in WordPress can I set the homepage? Yeah, I found it one of the most horriblest interfaces ever. And I still hear people now on forums saying, I don't know how to set my homepage in WordPress. So it's still an issue that we've got. But again, the trouble with WordPress, and I think everybody in this room will attest, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. It's given us all careers, or an opportunity for a career, or an opportunity to scratch a living, or an opportunity to move into something that we maybe didn't think about. I've seen florists make lots of money out of their websites by turning joining WordPress and doing WordPress and just doing local deliveries. I've seen plumbers from one-man bands expand to 300 people just with WordPress. So the trouble with WordPress. Or, as some of you might feel after I finish my little talk here, how I get cancelled. How successful is this person? WordPress is so brilliant that Taylor Swift, who is brilliant, and anybody that denies that can leave the room now, it's an enterprise level website. At one stage, she was getting 1.5 million hits every 2 minutes on that website. And it's a WordPress website. That's how brilliant WordPress is. It's also bare bones. So when you look at that, you go, as a user, if you're not a freelancer or a coder or a contributor or somebody that understands websites, you look at that and go, what the hell do I do here? Now, with other things around, Elementor, Divi, different page builders, Beaver Builder, a little name drop here. You saw the photograph at the very beginning. That was taken by Robbie McCulloch at WordCamp Asia. That's my name drop. I've done it. So we've had page builders. It's an immense celebration of what WordPress can be because it's a foundation. I've always thought of WordPress as a foundation. I was brought up in the printing industry. I've been a chef, and I've always thought of WordPress as a foundation, just as much as I've thought of bechamel sauce as a foundation for so many sauces. Just as I've thought of paper being a foundation, because you can put ink on paper and t-shirts and everything like that. So WordPress to me is a foundation. Look at how many contributors were involved in 6.6. Yes, it's US-centric, because guess what? Matt lives in the US. But look at it. The whole world is involved in WordPress. Sorry, that's going to muck Nathan up a bit. Right, I'm back in a room. Australia, Norway, Brazil, Ukraine, people are having bombs dropped on them and they're contributing to WordPress. That's how incredible it is. Matt, on a recent podcast, which actually, ironically, is not open source, you have to sign up and register to have the podcast with him on, he said, comparing the creation of WordPress to an Amish barn raising on WP sessions, I see us as WordPress developers, coders, contributors. I see us as the people holding up the barn. You know, analogies are crap, I know, and cliche written. But what the Amish do is they build the barn and they till the land. We've always been talked about, you know, particularly now, WordPress.org or the WordPress project doesn't have a marketing team. It's all changed. Josefa talked about it a few months ago. It's PR. We are the PR. We're the people that are tilling the land and telling people about WordPress. We're getting the WordPress word out there. That's our job. That's what I see. WordCamps. Now, WordCamps are awesome if you like that sort of thing. If you don't like that sort of thing, you're slightly introverted, slightly shy, don't know what a WordCamp is, what you're going to get out of it, WordCamps are terrible, but actually they're brilliant. What they are not, which is what they were planned to be, is for everybody. Customers, people interested in learning what WordPress can do for them with their business. It's now more developers, it's more hosting companies, it's more people interested in networking. I managed to sell a lovely little business called Elegant Marketplace in Berlin to InMotion for quite a few quid. It allowed me to take 2 years off and play golf. That's what WordPress for me is. It's great. I had a great time. Now I'm back scratching a living. Who else is scratching a living? Arms? It's tough out there, isn't it? It's tough, right? And people are denying it's tough. There's a lot of people out there doing enterprise or, you know, 12, 15, 20 grand websites. But there's a lot of people out there that can't even get a website for 500 quid. So it's tough. So we need to educate people to understand that WordPress is great. And if we can do that, we can then get people that are struggling, that are scratching a living, we can get them more work. We can kind of form what I kind of call a creative consortium to say, I'm a bit busy at the moment, but I know that Bob round the corner is scratching. Here you go, Bob. There's a job. That's what WordCamps are for. That's what WordPress meetups are for, to keep WordPress going and the people that work in it going. So, oh, that's his fault because he's got a Mac. I never do that on a mobile website. That never happens. But anyway, we know that it was formed by Matt Mullenweg and Mike Little back in 2003. We know that for a fact. It's got powers an astounding amount of websites. We know 470 million websites are powered by WordPress. 10,000 websites a day are launched in WordPress. A day. It's got thousands of contributors. Who contributes? Hand up. Right, who's got a plugin business? You're a contributor. 5 for the Future says that you are a contributor if you're a plugin developer because you contributed to WordPress. So you are a contributor. Remember who you are. Be proud. Has thousands of plugins, extensions, patterns, and themes. This is all mucked up. Encourages community participation through contributions and meetups. I think it is the only software out there Even if you include Linux, there's a corporate version or a for-profit version, Red Hat or whatever it is, of Linux and other open source softwares. But I think it's a massive community. There are contributors out there doing loads of free work for WordPress. And because of the community, it encourages diversity, equity, and inclusion. My view is that WordPress, the project, isn't equitable. I think what contributors are putting in does not equate to what other businesses are making out of WordPress, and we'll get to that. It's open source. Mike Little is a co-founder of WordPress. He's got little or no say in all things WordPress. There's a chap on the right, young chap there. He's got the ultimate say in all of WordPress. Nothing wrong with that. But one person holds the keys to everything you and I do. That's part of the trouble of WordPress. People say Shopify, if you build a website on Shopify or you build a website on Squarespace, it's not your data. You lose control. If Matt decides that one day, I don't want to contribute to WordPress.org anymore, what are we going to do? He's threatened it twice. So we have to be careful. Josepha, probably my second favorite human being to my daughter, who is very open and very honest and not vague, is nearly in control of WordPress. She can't make major decisions like I'm asking to be made today, but she is a great executive director of WordPress. She's paid by Automatic, which is a for-profit company. Automatic is a 7.2 billion value company. Bluehost, I don't know, 1 billion a year turnover, or 12.2 billion company because they're owned by Newfold. Hosting, WP Beginner, they all contribute $150,000 a year as gold sponsors. And GoDaddy, again, another billion-dollar company. I don't think that $150,000 a year from these companies, from what they earn out of WordPress, is enough. When Matt said a couple of years ago, or maybe 18 months ago, that GoDaddy are not contributing as much, so therefore I want 5 for the future, and other companies are sponsoring people for 5 for the future. If you've ever heard of it, it's a great idea. But GoDaddy, 12 billion a year valuation, I don't think 150 grand a year and even $1 million a year is enough. Automatic is owned and run by True Ventures, Phil Black. I don't know whether he can build a website. Anne Dunwoody, who is incredibly the only 4-star general in the US Army. 73 years old she is. Matt, we know. Tony Schneider used to run Automatic, runs other stuff. And Sue Decker is the only real person, apart from Matt, that knows how to run a community. But I don't understand why a general is on the board of Automatic. But thank you for your service, ma'am. So how it is now is WordPress.org is the largest marketplace in the world for WordPress. 60,000 plugins, 12,000 themes, 2,000 patterns, zero monetization, zero. WordPress.org doesn't earn a penny, yet 2,700 plugins are waiting to be approved by volunteers, unpaid volunteers. Premium versions of all these things are generating hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Think about that for a moment. How do we change this? How do we make WordPress.org get some money? How could it be different? We need a better revenue model. I think that we can introduce affiliate links in premium plugins on WordPress.org. That means that WordPress.org doesn't have to be a marketplace, doesn't have to be accused of taking too much, like Envato, 30%, like Elegant Marketplace, my business, 30%, or even when we reduced it to 20%, people still moaned, you're taking too much money off me. I don't know any premium plugins apart from Yoast that don't have an affiliate marketing campaign or don't have an affiliate program. It's very, very simple for them to put an affiliate link inside every single one of their plugins or themes. When somebody buys or downloads that into WordPress and then buys from that link within WordPress, WordPress.org get the money. It can be as little as 5%. The money is incredible. So basically, each host and also each hosting company that installs WordPress, 10,000 sites a day. That's $10,000 a day income to WordPress.org if they give $1 for each installation. They can wait 3 months to cover for churn. Doesn't matter. It's a lot of money, right? What do you reckon? Thumbs up or thumbs down, or you've heard this conversation too many times? Why it can't be. So the foundation's a 5013C non-profit. It dishes out the money to WordCamps and meetups. Not this one, because this one lets people promote their product or lets other people promote other products. Meetups get about $5 per head. So they have to have at least 100 people there at a meetup. It's not a lot of money, is it, from WordCamp? The reason for that is because all of the donations only amount to just under $4 million a year for WordCamp to dish out unbelievable amounts of unbelievable meetups. There's 575,000 people in the world last year met in WordPress meetups. That's excluding WordCamps. So how could it be? In 2016, Matt Mullenweg made a for-profit thing which dished out the money. It's called WPCS, the WordPress Community Support. WordCamp Central. Anybody heard of WordCamp Central? Right, cool. That dishes out all the money. Last year, it was $175,000 short of what came in through sponsorships, etc., etc. It's a B Corp, so it's a for-profit. So the money that WordPress.org marketplace or affiliate links and the hosting people could pay into WordPress can go into the B Corp. I don't mind that Matt owns everything, but we need to have a separation from and a reliance on this guy. He's done a brilliant job. Don't get me wrong, an awesome job. He's built a product, he's built a community, and he's allowed us all to scratch a living or make a good living. Is there a precedent? Yes, there is. On WordPress.org, these companies are listed. There's also a statement. If you do decide to go with one of the hosts below, or by the side, and click through from this page, some will donate a portion of your fee back so you can have a great host and support. So there's a precedent. WordPress.org already have affiliate links on it. If you don't believe me, there they are. That's a bit dodgy. And obviously, do we really want WordPress.com to contribute even more than Automatic are doing? So, what's stopping WordPress.org becoming the highest revenue WordPress marketplace in the world? Anyone in the room? Elephant in the room? Anyone? Thank you. It's not this guy. There you go. This, anyone tell me what this is? It's the scraped repository from .org presented on .com. I will pour a drink for anyone if anyone can tell me what is wrong with this picture. I've ringed it in blue. Right? Free on the business plan. We always talk about plugin developers, people that promote lessons or learning, misleading us into this is a discounted price when that price has never been offered before. Or here's a lesson that I'll give you for free and you're not going to learn anything at all. You're going to have to sign up to my thing. This, without a shadow of a doubt, is misleading. If you go on WordPress.com, you think, oh, it's free on the business plan. I've pulled out WooCommerce product tabs because this company, Barn2, are very, very successful. And I've pulled out Bertha because I love Bertha with all my heart. This is what the repository looks like on .com. Pretty, isn't it? Do you think it's pretty? Do you think it's nice? Do you think it looks professional? Show of hands. Interaction, please, people. Yeah. You think it looks better than that? Let's have a look. Why is it so nice? Because it's not making money. It's got money. Automatic have pumped money into putting the .org repository of free plugins or plugins that have free potential, scraped it and presented it in a much nicer way, and also highlighted it quite nicely. It's a random thing that I just scraped there, but that's what looks better. I think that this looks better. So that's why we need money in WordPress, the project. Part of the issue of not turning WordPress.org into a marketplace or even an affiliate-led profit entity or to get some money out of it is that WooCommerce, which is owned by Automatic, already has a marketplace. So like we said, there's a conflict there. And that is a commercial conflict, and it shouldn't happen. But we know, because Matt has said it, I do what I want. I own WordPress.org, I own Automatic, and I own WordPress.com. Quote, unquote, I do what I want. So where's the benefit? It's easy, isn't it? Funding of all WordPress and WordCamps. Contributors get paid. Funding of the hosting of WordPress.org. Nobody knows how much it is. There's some automaticians here I know, and I think that it's such a convoluted thing. There's thousands of automaticians in the world. Nobody knows how much WordPress.org costs. I think that speakers at WordPress or WordCamps and meetups should at least have their expenses covered. And I think they should be paid. If WordPress.org have money coming into it, they can be. And I think the presentations would be of a higher caliber or a higher level or be able to go deeper. The biggest flex is that WordPress.org would have a marketing budget to stop things like this happening. This is our new WordPress.org head of YouTube's own channel talking about WordPress 6.5. It got hijacked because he monetizes that channel. It got hijacked by Elementor, a page builder. This is WP Tuts, who was talking about a WordPress plugin. His thing got hijacked by Wix because Wix have a marketing budget. And this is a guy called Imran Sadiq. I've missed out the thing there because I'm useless at these kind of things. And he's a very good friend of mine. He did all the Bertha training videos. His WordPress tutorial got hijacked by a plugin. This is controversial. Anybody heard about this? Show of hands. Jamie is, I would like to say, a very warm acquaintance of mine. I know him quite well. I think he's brilliant. I think it's a great decision. I'm sad that it has to be paid by Automatic. Mark, who is Nomad Skateboarding, I also know him through, we do a forum every Thursday evening, which I'm missing tonight. Say thank you, Andrew. Thank you. He is upset about the separation between .org and .com. We hear it all the time. It's not going to happen. But what we can do is separate out the finances. So today we learned, or we relearned, because I'm sure that you're all quite aware of this, or I hope you're aware of this, because you're developers, you're freelancers, your agencies, your enterprise, your coders, your contributors, your automaticians. The general public don't give a hoot about what this is all about. They couldn't give a damn. They want a WordPress website that works, or they want a website that works. So they'll go to you and say, well, I liked Wix, and I like Shopify, and I like Squarespace, and I liked everything else. Tell me what I can get out of WordPress. What's so good about it? We've known that it impacts millions of people. Matt and Mike were visionaries. I think Matt is the biggest visionary there because he kind of knew what he was doing. He formed Automatic in 2006, 3 years after he formed WordPress.org. We got 48 and 48. Who's heard of 48 for 48? Fantastic thing for non-profits. Developers get together and build 48 websites in 48 hours. I'm lucky to have been a contributor there through Bertha. My very best pal Vito through Atarim with collaboration software. He's contributed as well. We've given them lifetime licenses to enable them to do it. What I've learned is that none of us in our bubble of WordPress quite realize what WordPress has achieved. The project. It's brought people together, different cultures, different viewpoints, different people, and made us all the same. We're WordPressers. We've got something to celebrate. We understand WordPress. We love WordPress because it's quite easy to work with once you learn. And we need to market it to our customers or to people. I think it's a vulnerable, convoluted, closed shop because it's literally run by one person or owned by one person. That can never be a good thing. Anything that has reliant on one individual for the major decisions will eventually collapse. Yes, it survived 21 years, but we're talking time and time again, is WordPress dying? I don't think it is. I think WordPress is slightly confused and doesn't know which direction to go in, that's all. I like Matt. I think he's got a great spirit and a great business mind. But I think we need to fix a few things. WordPress.org relies on voluntary contributions that don't come anywhere near the profits that company make. I think it could. I think it could bring in loads of money. I think it could be self-funding within a couple of years, literally. I had a marketplace. I started it on $600 with 6 people. Within 18 months, we were doing $1 million a year revenue. I know that we can make this work. Yes, we're talking probably 100 million revenue, but I think it can happen. We just need the will to do it. So what's the takeaway? Try and persuade leadership to allow the WordPress project and community to get some real cash in for WordPress project, not for anyone else, without a mind for profit for Automatic, without a mind for profit for hosting companies, for the community, so that contributors get paid. Even the polyglot that replaced a word because it was wrong in German. Send them a voucher for a Starbucks, because we can. But the guys and girls that are working at 35 hours a week, pay them a decent bit of money. Truly make the WordPress project independent and non-reliant on Automatic or any one person. Or donations. How many times have you heard the word or seen the word donate? And honestly, how many times have you gone, oh, really? Show of hands. Oh, we've only got, oh, okay, great. 4 selfish people in the room. Awesome, including me. No, it can get a little bit, oh, sponsor this, donate this, contribute to this. It can get a little bit in your head and you think, why doesn't WordPress, the project, make any money? It's really annoying. And monetize WordPress.org for the benefit of the community and the sustainability of the open source project, right? Do we have a problem? Am I running out of time? What am I doing about it? Everything that you can do about it as well. I think it's time to financially support WordPress as developers. Every website I build from scratch in WordPress, I'm going to give $20 to WordPress Foundation. There's the proof. I did a website the other day. It was $500, 500 quid actually. And I put in 20 quid. Big me. But if you're doing a 2,000 website, really is $20 too much to give to WordPress Foundation to support it and to help till the land and help bring it up? I don't think so. I've launched this with my friend Dave Gray, who took over 27 plugins that I used to own. He reduced them to 13. Did you turn the telly off on me? He's about as much use as a trapdoor in a canoe, isn't he? Really? Honestly, it's lucky I love you. But not in that way. Pregnant pause. Right, there we go. FundWP is all about promoting WordPress, the project, and getting people, customers, users, you guys and girls and people, to donate to WordPress. By clicking that link, it goes directly to the WordPress Foundation. But, oh no, AP, what's going on? Matt's still in charge of the foundation, and he's the one that decides where the money goes. Yep, but that can change. Imagine if WordPress.org suddenly got 20 million rather than 4 million, or even 10 million rather than 4 million. Imagine how the opportunities for smaller plugin developers or theme developers for WordCamps. We could offer them free stalls, nice little exhibition side. We could offer them a nice little penguin and go, there you go. Come to WordCamp, pay your own way, but you've got a stall. It's not going to cost you £5 grand. Going to WordCamp costs money. For me, because I'm a big chap and I've got a bad back, if I want to go to Portland, it's going to cost me £5,000 because I need to lie down. So that's business class or at least premium economy. It's expensive to go to WordCamps. Imagine how many people that have not experienced a WordCamp, a major WordCamp, or even WordCamp Netherlands, which is great, by the way. One of the first, in fact, who started it? WordPress Netherlands. Remkes, another big chap. He has to drive everywhere. He can't even fit on a plane. He's tall, and he's not, whatever. But imagine if you've never been to a WordPress that you want to, and you could apply to the foundation for all your costs to be covered, including your hotel. Because WordPress, the project, has got money. Amazing. So, that's me. Be soul. That's my business. That's Bertha. Go and have a look at her. She's great and free. And maybe have a look at that. And also fundwp.com to see what I feel about this. Now, I've been a messenger today, so don't shoot me.